Hello everybody. Today we are going to scale a load. Now that sounds pretty easy. However, we've got some pretty large numbers and we're probably going to have to move the fifth wheel. It's going to be a good experience. Ubiest of the tubiest. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. Today we are going to scale a load, okay? And I'm gonna try to use my tripod and set it up so you can see the tandem slide and all that good jazz. So let's get started. I picked this load up, and the shipper had a axle scale. So what that means is you'll drive the one axle on, and it'll let you know what the weight is, and then you drive off of it, and then the drives will go on the scale, and you get your numbers, and then you pull off of it and keep rolling, and then your Taylor tandems will get on there, and they'll give you a weight. So it doesn't weigh everything at one time, basically. So of course, the first number is going to be the steers. We have to be no more than 12,000 on the steers, and we have 10,640. And then the drives, we don't have more than 34, and we are at 33,300. It's good. And then we go to the trailer tandems, and we're at 35,300. So that's where the problem is. So we're going to have to move weight off of the trailer tandems, and so we're going to lock the wheels, and then we're going to slide the trailer forward on the tandem slides, and as we move forward, of course, the wheels are locked, so they're moving further back, and the further back you go, the more weight you're distributing throughout the rest of the truck. Okay, so each trailer tandem hole should represent about 250 pounds. So we'll need to go about 6 holes. So we'll take about 1,500 pounds off it. And if we do that, that's going to put us at 33,800. So, around about that. So we're 200 pounds under the maximum. So, but that weight's going somewhere. So it's gonna move forward. It's gonna go to the drives and the steers. They're gonna go up some, and we don't have a whole lot of room on the drives. We can only go up 700 pounds on the drives. So we know that the drives are gonna be heavy. In order to move weight from the drives, we're gonna have to move it to the steers. And that'll mean we'll have to do the trailer tandems. I mean the fifth wheel slide. I'm sorry. So the first thing we're going to do is get out, and because I already know that I'm heavy back there, and I already know that I need to move 6 holes, and that'll be about 1,500 pounds that I'm going to be moving from the trailer to the rest of the body. So we're going to do that. I'm going to use a tool. It's called a tandem stop. So I'm going to put the tandem stop in. You're going to watch me do that. And then I'm going to set the camera up on the tripod so that you can then watch as I slide as the trailer moves on the slide, and you can see the holes move, okay? So hang in there. Here we go. Okay, everyone. This is going to be the lock. It's a lever that we're going to move. We're going to pull it out, and there's pins in here. This is a pin that's poking out, and it's stopping the tandems from moving, okay? So when we pull this lever, there it goes. And look, it went in. So that's perfect. All right. If we were trying to put weight on the from the drives and put it onto the trailer tandems, we would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we would put the tandem stop here in that hole. But we got to go the other way. Okay, so let's move to the back. We're going to count 6 holes, and then we're going to put our tandem stop in the 7th hole so that the trailer stops at the 6th hole. Here we go. All right, guys, so here we go. Here's our first freed hole. Okay, so we're going to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. We're going to put this hole in the 7th. So that's going to slide all the way forward and stop and hit that, and that pin should be aligned pretty close to the hole we need for it to stop. So I'm going to start it up, and then I'm going to slide it back, and let's see what happens. Here we go. All right, so we're there. This is our 6th hole. So I'm going to, now you're going to watch me pull forward, and when I pull forward, this pin will jump in. I don't know if you can see that well. I'm gonna let you get close. There. Okay, you see how we're almost there? So now we're gonna pull forward. This pin is gonna come in the hole, release my tool, and then we're done. All right, as you can see, it worked out just fine. Let's get our little tool here, and we should have moved 1,500 pounds to the drives. Let's go run across the scale and see what we come up with. All right, guys, we ran across the axle scale here at the yard in Salt Lake. So we were with the drives, we were 10,640. We are now 10,960. Okay, we're still good. We're still way under. And we are 35,120 now on the drives. We were 33,300. However, we were 300 on the trailer, which that's too much. We're over. After we moved, we're now at 33,780, so we're good. So we need to fix the drives because the drives are they're 1,120 over. So what we're going to do is move the fifth wheel. The fifth wheel has the little slide pins, and I'm going to do another. I'm going to find a bobtail, and then we're going to talk about the fifth wheel and the bobtail, and so you can see what we're going to do, what the components are, and how it moves, and all that good jazz. But what right now you're going to see me move the fifth wheel. So we need roughly 1,500 pounds. I'm not going to go 1,500 pounds. I'm going to go 1,000 pounds. So technically, if I did 1,000 pounds, I would be still over on the drives. But I'm full of fuel, and I'm going to burn that fuel off. I'm going to burn some off going through the mountains anyway, and I should be fine. So we're going to go ahead and move 2 holes. And we're going to move the fifth wheel forward towards the steers to move the weight forward. Okay, each hole represents 500 pounds, so we're going to have to go 2 holes, and then we're going to mark the spot where we want the pin to stop. Okay, so let's move the fifth wheel. All right, we do not have the windbreak between the trailers, so we are going to do this without hopefully that the wind will allow us to. Okay, of course, here's our pin. We want to move 1,000 pounds, so we need to go 1, 2 holes. Okay, so basically how I'm splitting this bolt, I want to split this bolt. That's going to be 1,000 pounds. Okay, so we don't necessarily need to mark it because we know this bolt in reference to these two is where we're going to split. Okay, not hard, not hard. Let's do this. Rub off a clean spot that's gonna gap our spot there. So how do we move the fifth wheel? The first thing we're gonna do is go to the other side, and we need to lower the landing gears. See, they're up. We're gonna lower them down and then crank on them maybe twice, because this truck doesn't have a dump. So we're gonna move we have to kind of lift the trailer up a little bit by hand. Okay, and then we're gonna come back and move our slide. So hang in there. We're gonna move the slide right now. Or we're gonna lower the jacks right now, guys. The jacks are down. I did another full turn, and so to kind of take a little bit of weight off of the fifth wheel. So now I'm going to go inside. I'm going to release the air slide. I'm not sorry, that's the kingpin. I'm not going to release the kingpin. I'm going to release the air slide. You're going to see these two go in. I'll come out and check, make sure that they're in, and then I'll make the move. Okay, so here we go. And I hope you saw those 2 pins slide in. And so we are going to move forward 2 holes. Here we go. I'm gonna actually have to back the truck up. So I'm gonna back it up, and then I'm gonna come back and see if we see where we're at. Frustrating. As you can see, what I did was use the trailer to pull this thing forward. Those are 2 pins. They're splitting our shiny spot, but let me show you why we kept tugging and nothing was happening. Let's go to the other side of the truck. Wind. On this side, there's, I'm gonna see if you can see them. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see them. Okay, what happens is these things are offset, and one side, I guess you can go, instead of going 500, you can go 250 because it's a lock on both sides. So when it unlocks over there, it locks over here. If it would lock over here, unlocks over there, and it kind of stair steps up to the, instead of it moving 500 each time, you can actually move at 250 pounds instead of a whole 5. So that's the reason we were having such a problem. And I'm gonna back up a little bit, get off my 5th wheel, then pick this trailer up so we can go rescale. All right, holy cow, we have moved the 5th wheel. It was a little trickier than I expected, and that was the first 5th wheel I ever moved that had locks on both sides. And so we were tugging and it wasn't moving. I was confused what the hell was going on. It wasn't until I uncoupled and walked around to the other side where I could see the 5th wheel itself, and you can see on the opposite side the locks are offset so that you can go up 250 pounds instead of so I could actually go another 250 pounds instead of 500. So which I could have went forward another pin. Where we at right now is 11,360 on the drives, so I can still go another 500 pounds. I can move it up another hole, which would kind of help, because right now we're at 34,780 on the drives, and then of course 33,660 on the trailer. So we lost a little on the trailer as well. And you know, I could go another hole, 250 pounds on the trailer, add another 250 pounds on the trailer, and that might do it. But what I'm gonna do is drive to the other side of the mountains. When I get on the other side of the mountains, I'll find a flat spot. I mean, the lugs, I'm sorry. And then I'll go in there and I'll scale. And I would have burned a little fuel off, and then we'll see how it works out. So that was a fun venture. Glad you was able to come and join me with it. So sometimes scaling is easy, sometimes it's a little challenging. This time, doing the numbers and everything is nothing. Knowing what to do is nothing. Getting the equipment to cooperate in this situation was a little bit of a learning experience, but brand new truck, and it's nice to know that it will go in 250 pound increments instead of 500 pound increments. So lots of fun. See you when I see you.